Badass business owners, do you ever feel like you are stuck on a hamster wheel, that everything that you're doing is just rinse, repeat, that things aren't getting any better or stronger in your business, and you're realizing that you want to make more sales, you want to make more money, but you're not quite sure how to do that? You're surviving or existing, but yet you want to thrive in your business, and you just want to know, how can you do this? Well, today we're going to go over 10 questions that are going to help you refocus your business so you can start increasing those sales and increasing those profits and getting them going. All right, so let's look at question number 1. Who is your target customer? The very first thing you have to stop and ask yourself is, who is it you are trying to serve in the first place? You've got to understand, what pain point are you trying to solve? You can't just say you're a handyman, I'm a landscaper, I'm a whatever, because you're not really solving a pain. They're like, okay. Whereas if you tell them you specifically solve something that touches their heart or that fits one of the pains that they have, they're more likely to use you. So what I want you to do is, I want you to step back and start asking yourself, who is it that I really want to serve, and what pain point do I solve? Who would use your service or product? Who is the right person that you need to focus on? It's very critical that you really understand that. You can't serve everyone. And that is the biggest mistake that a lot of people make, is they say, I want everybody. I want to be king of the world or queen of the world. And I want to make sure that I get every single person that's out there in my community. Well, the reality is you can't. So please make sure you dial that down. Who exactly do you want to serve, and what pain point do you solve? Question number 2, how will you get more customers in the future? So now that you've identified who it is that you want, you've got to start asking yourself, how do you plan to bring more of them into your business? You remember, you need to dial down to your ideal customer, because that's step number 1 in order to get more of them. And you've got to figure out, where are they now? Where are they going? Where do they live? Where can you find them? You know what? You might find that you've been focusing on one neighborhood, and the reality is they're sitting in another neighborhood. You know, one of the examples I use all the time is, if you sell garage doors, you can't focus on people with carports. You've got to make sure that you are dialed down exactly before you even go after them. Because when you blanketly go after people, that's why you really have such a low success rate of getting them. Because one, you haven't dialed down to the right people, you haven't dialed down to the pain point that you solve, and you're shotgunning it, going after everybody. So they're a dangerous combination when you do it that way. You need to figure out, how can you get in front of them? How can you let them know that you exist and that you're out there? Which takes us to question number 3. What is now going to be your marketing plan? How are you going to touch them? Are you going to go free, or are you going to go paid? You need to look at both those options. Not everything has to be paid. So often we think, oh, if I just spent more money on this. That's not necessarily true. There's so many ways out there today in order for you to get in front of them. Do you have a website? Do you have a website that's up to date? It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be one of those pretty ones, but it should answer the basic questions of who you are, what pain point you solve, how to contact you. You know what? Those are huge just on your website alone. What hours, what service area you have. So many of your most important questions can be answered on a main page of a website that's going to bring people to you. Claim your business. Google and Bing have this great thing where you can claim your business, and when people Google for what it is that you do or the pain point they're trying to solve, you'll come up. It's free. So many business owners haven't even done that yet. You need to make sure you've done that. You need to be seen. You need to get in front of people. You know, whether it's online, whether it's in your vehicle, doing magnets on your car, whatever the case may be. You've got to get in front of eyeballs in order for them to know you even exist. And when you get in front of them, it needs to not just be the business you're in, but what pain point you solve. Yes, I'm going to say it that many times. Question number 4, how are you differentiating your business or product from your competitors? This ties into that whole pain point, because people are going to say, hey, these are all the landscapers, these are all the handymen, but how are you standing out from them? Part of it is the pain point, part of it is pricing. I don't want you to have a race to the bottom. Sometimes it's quality, sometimes it's customer service, sometimes it's the little things. It's also your word of mouth. It's how you're standing out in front of other people. How are you going to stand out? You need to dive into your competitors. What do they do well? So often we want to bag on what they do wrong. We forget the fact that they do something well, which is why they're in business and why they continue to bring in new people. You need to figure out what it is that they do well. Not to mention, you need to know what it is they do poorly. You need to know both sides of the equation because it can become a dangerous combination for you if you can take what they do well and take advantage of what it is they do poorly. It's what gives you your competitive advantage. By combining all of those aspects of everything that you discover by diving into your competition, it's going to give you that advantage. So this way you focus your marketing in the right areas. This is going to help you stand out over them. All right. Question number 5. How can you find more time to work on your business and not just in your business? I know it's a cliche. We hear this, working on versus in, but I'm telling you, if you just get into your business and work, that's why you feel like a hamster in that wheel. You have to find time to work on the business to develop all these things that we're coming up with in these questions. You need to first ask yourself, where are you wasting time? Now, wasting time could be anywhere from playing Candy Crush and versus doing what it is that you should be doing, but that's not how you're wasting your time. Most of you are wasting your time going back and forth, driving all over the place, redoing jobs. Your scheduling is bad, chasing down people, dealing with upset customers. Those are processes that are broken in your business, and that's how you're going to gain back more time, because if you work on the processes, you can fix a lot of the time that you are wasting currently in your business, but more on that shortly. I want you to focus on 1 to 2 things when you're working on your business. Don't try to solve everything overnight. Focus on the 1 or 2 things that are going to make a big difference in taking your business to the next level, because when you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing. So even though you might find a list of 10, 20 things that you need to get done in your business, just stop, pick 1 thing, pick 2 things, and work and focus on those things, and you're going to find that you're going to make that progress in your business to do it. Start off with just 30 minutes, because even if you have no time today, you can put 30 minutes at the beginning of the day or the end of the day to start. And then as you free up time by diving into those processes, you'll come up with more time to start working on your business. But you need to commit that you're going to spend your first 30 minutes of every day working on the business versus in the business. You can do it at the end. I don't really recommend the end of the business, only because you're so tired after a long day. You tend not to do it, or you do it half-assed. So if you can start off doing it in the morning, it's going to give you your best shot. Question number 6, what are you doing to consistently develop your business knowledge and skills? This is a huge one. You must know your business numbers. If you just keep doing the same thing every single day, you're never going to grow. You're not going to get bigger. Remember, you are now a CEO of your business, which means you run a business and you need to think like a business owner. And a business owner knows their business numbers. Because if you don't have a clue as to what's going on behind the scenes, this is why some days or in some months that you take in all this money and at the end of the month you have no money. It's because you don't know what's happening in between. You've got to know what happens from the time you take it in to the time that's left in your pocket or left in your business at the end of the day. I am a huge proponent of this. The most successful business owners know their business numbers. Now, I'm not saying you need to know 50 million different numbers out there. There are some core numbers that we go over in the Know Your Business Numbers course, as well as on all these YouTube videos, as well as in the podcast. There's so many different things that we talk about that are just the core stuff that if you can know that, your eyes are going to be open. Remember, sales minus cost of goods minus expenses equals profits. It doesn't get more complicated than that, but you need to be able to identify and dive into those areas. You need to always stay top of class and improving on your business. That's another thing that you need to do. In order for you to improve, when I talk about increasing your business knowledge, you've got to learn how to be a better leader, how to be a better business owner, how to be a better whatever. And you have to constantly be improving and not thinking you know everything. The biggest thing that kills business owners is they stay arrogant. They think they know it all. Nobody's going to understand my business like I understand my business. You know what? You're right. No one will understand your business better than you, but you don't know it all. There are other business owners and there's other business people out there that can help you become a better business person. So they may not know your specific business, but if you can take the lessons you can learn from their business or from their knowledge, guess what? 90% of any business is all the same. You just happen to do whatever it is that you do. But the actual running of the business is not that all different, no matter how much you think. So you need to constantly be listening to podcasts, reading books, watching videos, taking courses, whatever it is, you need to make sure, having lunch with some mentors, you need to constantly be learning and never stop. Question number 7, you need to ask yourself, what are you doing to be a strong leader in your business and in your community? This is important because you are the leader of your business. You lead a company now, and you need to act like it. Okay, you're not an employee. You did not just create a job, even though it feels that way. You created a business, and you need to act like it, and you need to be the leader of that business. You need to have a clear vision and a clear mission, and you need to know where it's going at all times. If you have employees, your people need a leader. They don't need a manager. They don't need somebody who can manage things. They need someone who can take them into the future and lead them into success. That's what you are meant to be doing. And you also need to do it in your community. One of the ways that you're going to stand out in your community is by being seen as a leader in the community. Now, some people can take that as to you do different things in the community to step up. You just start small. Your business can be seen as somebody who's very strong in the community and takes care of the community people, takes care of the folks that are in that community. Be that person, and that's going to help you step up and be a leader in your community. Question number 8, how are you growing and developing the best team? For those of you that do have team members, you need to make sure that you are bringing on the best people, and you have the best people. They are an extension of you. They are the company. Because if you're not in every single home and you're not shaking hands, kissing babies with every single customer, guess what? It's your employee that are doing that. Are you hiring the best people? It all starts when you hire them. Are you taking the time to find the right person versus just letting them fog up the mirror? Once they come aboard, are you taking the time to train them and to develop them and to help get them the skills they need to be the best that they can be, and to help them become these great ambassadors to your company? Are you setting high expectations, but yet you're rewarding them for exceeding those expectations and making sure that you have the best team that's out there? You need to make sure you're doing that. Question number 9, what are you doing to put strong operating processes in place? We talked about this earlier about you working on the business versus in the business. You need to find 3 broken processes that are killing your business today that you can work on improving. A lot of times that's going to be in communication, that's going to be in scheduling, that's going to be in how you do something specifically to what it is that you do. If you can start there, you're going to find that you're going to find all kinds of time, because we spend time running back and forth all over town. We spend time having to get on the phone and go over things, deal with upset customers, all these things that cause you to lose the most time. And by the way, you can probably make a list of 20 different broken promises, but I promise you, if you focus on the top 2 or 3 of them, you're going to swoop up a lot of those little ones that have ankle biters that have been biting you. What is costing you customers today? For example, if you make it very difficult for customers to schedule with you, you're making it difficult. They've got money in their hand to spend. I have had to deal with some business owners in the last few years where I've got money in hand. I'm talking thousands of dollars, and they will not take it because I cannot get the hold of them and I cannot get them to call me back. What is costing you customers today? All right. What's costing you profits? Where are you wasting money in your business today? These are the processes you need to be diving into. What are costing you customers and what are costing you profits? Question number 10, do you have a business plan and a strategy in place for the next 1 to 5 years? If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. You're just going to keep repeating the same year over and over. You have to know where it is you want your company to be in 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years. Do you even know what that is? You need to set milestones, and you need to course correct as needed to ensure that you're going to get there. Okay. You need to use your navigation, and that's why knowing your business numbers is going to help you set those milestones and help you set course correct as needed. Because if your goal is to do so much in sales and so much in profit, but you're on track to hit the sales, but you're not on track to hit the profit, you need to course correct and make some changes to make the profits match what it is that your goal is. And a lot of times those are found in those broken processes and those broken pieces that we've been talking about earlier in the video. You need to celebrate the wins. You need to dream big, but you need to celebrate the wins along the way, because if you only focus on the end prize and not take the time to celebrate the little ones, you're going to get discouraged. So I want to make sure that you celebrate the wins along the way, but continue to dream big. And if you want all 10 of these questions, there is a link below that is, you can download this free ebook that walks you through the different questions, and you can start brainstorming if you would like. Now it's your turn. Go grab a pen, go answer the questions, refocus your attention, and I promise you, you're going to see some great growth over the next year if you just refocus your attention. And if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like button below and hit subscribe. And if you want to know more about that course I was telling you about, knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com, it'll also be in the show notes. And with that, get out there and be the badass that I know you are.